Morning, everybody. It's Monday morning, 13th of July. We're Signal Centre Talking Ball. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Ian Common and Steve O'Hare. Morning, guys.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
bad. Not bad.
gardening.
Excellent. Gardening.
Not my garden,
Ah,
somebody
okay.
else's.
Weather was all right for that, wasn't it?
Yeah, lovely. Really
Good.
nice.
Makes a change after the last couple of weeks. I
Yeah,
think it's
it was
supposed to be
nice.
decent again today, which is good.
Peeing down here.
Keep it up there, please.
Yes.
What's going on then?
Risk on again, isn't it?
It looks that way, doesn't it? A decent bounce in equities. Decent bounce in copper by looks of things. Strong move there. Silver
Yeah,
as well.
up towards $3 copper.
Oil has come off a little bit, but did a pretty special rally on Friday. Let's have a quick look at that on the screen. There was that bounce there on the 60-minute chart. Bottomed out around about 38.70, but had a really decent move to the upside there.
That was a Merino rally, wasn't it?
A Merino?
Yeah, special one.
Oh, right, okay. That was a 5.6% bounce from the lows there.
Nice.
Wow.
Quite nice indeed.
It's OPEC this week, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the calendar yet. Have you got OPEC on the calendar?
Hold on. OPEC's next move is Bloomberg title.
Okay. So this is the DAX. So a decent move higher on that, a 50% retracement, and then a big old push from Friday afternoon into the overnight session. Bit of a failure there, though. It's failed to overcome so far that swing high from the 6th of July at 12,847. So keep an eye on that. See if there's any traps up there, people getting stopped out, and then it reversing back the other direction. We're looking to buy a dip on that today at 12,465. So hoping for a little bit of downside on that if we can get it. FTSE completely this head and shoulders, but it's just rallied pretty strongly, as it tends to do. All equity markets these days. I think 6195. You could argue that it's still live, the head and shoulders maybe, and then it could go down to that target there. But sort of last line of defence, I'd say there. If it starts breaking above what we have called the right shoulder, then it's game over, obviously, for that pattern, and that becomes invalid. Anything you guys are looking at on the charts?
Yeah, bits and bits.
There you go, Ian.
I still think that the dollar's looking on shaky ground, only looking at the majors. I'm just wondering whether or not potentially this might make a sort of short-term head and shoulders. This is euro dollar. Cable's really interesting. I think if you go to these time frames, this is the daily. Is it a wedge formation? But I quite like the fact it's rejecting these previous swing highs here and a potential wedge breakout, or is it a head and shoulders again, potentially to move to the downside? And if you look at this time frame, as far as sort of Elliott waves concerned, then 3 waves down, 5 waves up. It's sort of sticking around this 261.8% fib level. I know we're trying to sell it a little bit higher today, but nice engulfing, bearish engulfing on the 1 hour. And also Aussie dollar, it keeps on rejecting levels above here. If you look back over sort of price action at the end of last month, and then dollar CAD, again, there's quite decent support. So I just think this, I'm still wary of the dollar, or wary of too much of a sell-off in the dollar. I think it's going to get bought into again, but that would mean a reversal in stock indices potentially. And the mighty CAC, which I will show, I don't think that's really got, like Joe was saying, there's not really much in the way of resistance until about here, which is our bespoke resistance at 5165, and then we've got the trend of higher highs at 5162. So we'll wait and see.
Okay, Steve. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I mean, the same really. I mean, Euro Sterling really, the one I'm looking at this morning. I was sort of like looking at Euro. I feel it's got a little bit more to the upside than the Sterling has. which I agree with Ian. It's sort of like looking a bit toppy. This could lead to a little bit of a bounce in euro sterling. Obviously, we've reacted off this previous swing low here, 89.40. Looking to set longs around there for a bounce back up to 90, the level, which is the head and shoulders level. So this might be a throwback to that level before the sell-off continues. And euro yen just looking to sell into this rally, selling into the previous upward trending support line. Yeah, I think sterling, FTSE, we've got this potential trend line downwards, just 2 points on it. So we're waiting for the third point. Could this be the third point? Don't know. It's trying to break above this previous support line. Should get a little bit of acceleration if we break 62.10. And but I'd be looking to fade the move around about the 62.70, 75 level. So I'm looking at the bounce this morning, obviously bullish hammers and all sorts, and the copper breaking out of this nice bullish channel to the upside, and it's targeting obviously the $3 level, which is quite interesting. Silver has outperformed gold for once. Obviously, we talk about the ratio of gold silver around about 100 has been the extreme, 120 has been the absolute extreme for this product over the lifetime of the contracts, going back millions of years. So silver trading has continued to move higher, broken above the 9th of July high, whereas gold is still falling short of that. So we're getting a little bit more of a move towards the historic average levels in gold silver. So silver doing well at the moment. VIX dropping back down. So quite steady move up. NASDAQ and Dow Jones, obviously. NASDAQ's the one, another all-time high, 10,928. This was...
it, is there?
No. This was our trade idea on Friday.
Did you nail it, did you?
I nailed the stop. 10.68. No. Yeah, 10.680 to get long. 10.640 was the stop. 10.800 low of the day. 10.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, on here, 10.39.1. So really chuffed with that one.
Yeah, it happens, unfortunately. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, bugger.
But yeah, unlucky. Okay, so obviously risk on across the board as we've seen. Solid gains across Asia overnight. Markets in Japan, Hong Kong, South Korea and China all rose, pointing to renewed signs of risk appetite among investors. Strongest week for Chinese here market as well. In 5 years.
I was just going to say the Nikkei's at that 22,800 level, which is the sort of channel we've been forming. I've always tried to fade rallies. We'll see where I go later on, obviously analysing that later. So, but at this point in time, it's quite a decent risk reward to short it here and have a tight stop just above the high, 22,834.
The Nikkei guru has spoken, ladies and gentlemen.
Wasn't there some good news about a vaccine late on Friday?
They're talking about remdesivir, weren't they? It was the drug that all the US bought up and left none for anybody else, that even though the UK made it, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think there was some good news about that. But having said that, there were more cases out of the US over the weekend. Florida recording more than 15,000 cases in a single day. And I also saw that they opened Disney World over there. So, obviously at reduced capacity, temperature checks, etc., etc. But still, that's not a good sign. I think it's quite an old population in Florida as well, in general.
Retirees, isn't it, normally?
Down there. Continue indifference to the news from the markets as we've seen, but you just got to go with it. I guess there's obviously too much stimulus in the system to fight for the time being. It would seem. Data-wise today, there isn't a lot on the calendars from what I can see. We've got a speech from the Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey later today, but other than that, it's pretty empty. A bit of a calm before the storm before the US earnings season gets underway tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot of numbers out reporting Q2 numbers from US stocks. As we said last week, a bit of a look under the bonnet about how coronavirus has impacted a lot of those companies will be laid bare for all to see. So should we have a look at what happened last week on the gun to the head stuff?
Yeah. Just to say that OPEC meeting's Wednesday. virtual gathering Wednesday.
Thank you.
And that Bank of England governor speech today is not expected to move markets because he's just discussing LIBOR.
Right. What, rigging
London
it again, or?
Interbank. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so these are the three trades that we did last week on the 10th of July. We went short of the dollar index, we went long of euro US dollar, and short of New Zealand US dollar. Dollar index was just shaded a win on the day, 0.79R return on that. Euro dollar was a 0.7R win and a small loss of 0.37R on New Zealand dollar US dollar. All in all, decent push forward of just over 1R, and the tick up from the recent drawdown continues. So overall, still looking good.
Well done.
Anyone got any trades today? I can go as I've got it on the screen now.
Yeah.
Go on in.
I'm looking at Aussie US dollar. Ian mentioned looking at the dollar. I think you were suggesting that they could go a bit lower, or dollar could go a bit higher.
Yeah.
What I've got here is a 60-minute chart on Aussie US dollar. We've got a channel here that I had drawn on, and we've seen a break of that last week on Friday, and now potentially seeing a retest of that level right about here. This also potentially lines up with a bit of a head and shoulders top pattern that I've drawn on the charts, and when we see rallies on potentially what is the right shoulder towards the 78.6 fib level, that's always a level I quite like, and as we've seen a bit of a rejection of the reverse trend line as well, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to sell now at 69.72, placing a stop at 69.93. The measured move, if it does play out, and it is a big if because it's only a potential head and shoulders at this time, is at 68.46. So going to try and target the big win, which is 6R if it comes in at 68.46.
Good luck.
Let's see how it goes. Who's up next?
I'm ready.
There you go. Oh, of course it is.
So I'm going to go with that, Nikkei. Getting short at 22,738. Stop at 22,838. Target 22,038. So it's a nice 7-to-1.
Just the 7-to-1.
Boom.
Get on that donkey.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Ian, what you got?
I'm just going to go for that cable. It's already moving. 126.18 now. That'll do. So getting short 126.18, stop at 126.66, which is just above this bearish engulfing candle that we're getting on the 4-hour chart, and I'll target this previous swing high here, which is at 124 the figure. 4.5R.
Awesome. Could be a good day if we all get them right then, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Could be.
Okay, so I think we've pretty much covered most of the news. So not much to focus on today in terms of data. This week, a lot of earnings due out, so we'll try and stay across that where we can and see what impact that has on the markets. Unless anybody's got anything else to say, I think we can probably wrap it up today.
Nice one. Nice short one. Short and sweet on a Monday morning.
Okay.
Perfect.
Have a great week, everyone, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.
Cheers. Cheers.
See you later.
Bye.